Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to paint and weather the T-90M model from Tiger Models. If you want to see how I built it, you can see the previous video on my channel. So let's get started. The first step that I do is to prime the whole model. I'm using Vallejo primers for this. I usually go over with two coats, two light coats, two or three as required, and allow it to dry for at least 24 hours before going on to the next one. So I leave it out to dry for some time, for a day, and then I go to the next step, which is to put in the base color. For the base color, I'm using Vallejo watercolors again, acrylic colors, and I have diluted the Russian green with a bit of white and yellow. So it will give a much brighter and lighter shade for the base color. We always do the models from lighter to darker because the other way around it gets very difficult once it gets dark. Next, I add more highlights. So I add more white and yellow to this green to get a brighter and lighter shade. And I put it mainly in the middle of the panels. I also do a lighting effect, such as the light is falling from the front of the tank. So with a small piece of cardboard, I try to bring out these light effects for each panel. So this is what it looks after this step. You can understand that the light source is in front of the tank. I also paint the remaining components which are of a different color, like the rubber parts or the wheel pads with a dark shade of gray. I also paint the tracks black. To add more detail to the sheet, I decided to add some brackets or hangers for the wooden log on the side of the tank. These I made with some photo etched strips and some plastic part, which I later filled with putty. After the putty has dried up, I painted it with the same color as that of the side skirt. I also added a rope which I made with some wire that I had. So I made a bundle of it and put it on the sides. To add some luggage, I cut off a small piece of molding clay, allowed it to dry. For the tops, I used PV glue and put them on some paper napkins and stuck them together and allowed it to dry. These are tough napkins which are mainly used for wiping the face. So they are quite stiff after it gets hardened. Next, I also painted the small details on the tank, like the grenade launchers, machine guns, etc. I then airbrushed the full model with Vallejo satin varnish. The satin varnish will give a good base for the weathering process to come later. Also, it will prevent the undercoat, the base colors that we have put, from getting destroyed in the subsequent process. So I usually put two coats, at least two coats, and allow it to cure completely before moving on to the next processes. I then start adding the highlights. This is a very light version of the base coat that I have used. So very light color. and I try to bring out the head of the bolts, the angles, the edges, etc. in this step. It may look very bright in this step, but gradually with the darkening of the model, everything will fall into place. I use the dark brown wash next, which is especially for the green colored vehicles. I put it sparingly over the grooves and allow it to flow. And then I clean it up using a earbud or a napkin wetted in enamel. Care must be taken not to leave it on for too long, otherwise it gets really difficult to remove. So here you can see how it looks after this step with the features of the tank popping out. For the next step, we will do some oil dot filter. And for this, I have taken some colors and allowed it to rest on a cardboard for some time to drain out the oil. Then I will start putting small dots of different colors on different parts of the tank and start rubbing it and mixing it up with a brush. So here you can see how we are getting different shades for this model. So I will keep on adding different filters until I can disrupt the monotony of the color. So I think now I'm done with this step. So I'll allow it to dry for a couple of days before moving on to the pigments. For the pigments, I use European Earth and Burnt Umber by Vallejo, and I dilute it with water and a bit of pigment binder, both from Vallejo. I apply this pigment sparingly over the entire length of the track, just leaving out some areas where we will go over with a darker shade in the next steps. For the subsequent work with pigments, I add a little bit of black color and mix it with airbrush thinner, so I get a darker shade of the pigment that I have just put. So this is to add more variety to the track where we are applying. I wipe the insides of the track with a cotton swab so as to give a muddy feeling but no mud accumulation. Next, I will be using the enamel product track wash, and I will only be applying it on the middle part or a bit on the edges or in the horns on the other side of the track. For the chipping, I will use a small sponge wetted in a very light tone of the base color. This step is basically to show the color removal or the chipping effect and reveal a lighter tone underneath, a lighter tone of the same color. I also try to highlight each panel by using a cardboard piece. Then I make the deeper scratch marks to show the metal underneath with a very thin brush. For the aluminum parts, I use a lighter tone of gray. For the steel parts, I use a darker tone. This tank contains both aluminum and steel parts, so I used both tones. So I bought this new rust effects which I wanted to try out. I used it sparingly since it is a new tank, so not much of rust on this tank, so I used very little on specific areas. So after doing this step, it looks kind of this, which is quite satisfying. And then I start with splashing more pigments on the wheels and the sprockets, etc. I do it in a similar fashion as I did with the tracks. I make a mixture of the pigment and the airbrush thinner, and I splash it onto the wheels. Then I add a darker pigment mixture with some black color to make it darker, and use it sparingly, just touching it on few points of the wheels or the lower body of the tank. This gives a effect of various stages of mud formation or accumulation on the tank. I also make a diluted mixture of the pigments and water and spray it onto the lower parts of the tank and also the wheels, etc., for a splash effect of dried mud. I made a thick mixture of pigments and pigment binder and applied it on the lower hull of the tank to give a sensation of accumulated mud. Then with a very diluted mixture of water or airbrush thinner and pigments, I go over the entire body of the tank to give a impression of accumulated dust or dirt. I do the same thing for the turret, but here I mix a lighter yellow pigment to give a lighter shade to the turret. Then I use Vallejo Weathering Effects Thick Mud, which is a new thing that I'm trying out, and I apply it sparingly on the lower body of the tank, the wheels and the tracks. Not to cover it too much, but just apply it where there may be effects of accumulated fresh mud. Then I also use the Vallejo splash mud or the Russian splash mud, and I use the toothpick technique to splash it all over these parts. I had expected it quite similar to the other components, but this splash mud has a different consistency of its own, and it was quite interesting to work with this product. I then mount finally the wheels and the track. They were not so difficult and I got it done in 15 to 20 minutes. A little bit of super glue is necessary here and there. I also glued on the side skirts and the slat armor with the super glue. I make a thick paste with gloss varnish, some pigment binder, some black pigments, and I apply it in specific areas to give an impression of grease or spilled oil and dark smoke, grime, and all these things to make the model dirty. I also added the enamel product engine oil on specific areas like the fuel tank, and also use the toothpick to spray it on specific areas. Lastly, for the clear parts, for the reflective parts, I used a nail foil and attached it with PV glue. So finally, I finished the build. It was quite interesting with quite a few new techniques that I tried out. I hope you liked it. Please leave a comment or a like, and please subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of such videos. Thank you for watching.